Hey, Alex, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on, Jason.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Sure. My name is Alex Sunshine. I'm the founder and CEO of Rising Suns Agency. I founded the company in 2019 because I noticed a need for representation from influencers. Before I did this, I was actually dating an influencer. And this was like a side hustle where I would, after my corporate job, I'd go home, help her find sponsorships, help her with social media growth and PR events, and basically made connections in the space and decided to go out and start my own company. And today, just here 6 years later, I have a firm with about 25 people in it, and we're growing really nicely.
Are you still dating the influencer?
No, it didn't work out.
You knew that was coming. I was like, oh, I'm curious.
No, it didn't work out. But I guess it's a valuable lesson to maybe not mixing business and pleasure. So
yeah. Yeah, I know. I've always been jealous of people that have done agencies with their significant others. My wife and I tried that, and that did not work well. And then I even joke about it. A couple of years ago, I was like, someone mentioned that Kimberly, who's my wife, had an agency. I'm like, what? Like, I didn't know she had an agency for like 2 years.
Listen, I have a deep found respect because I work with couples that they run their Instagram accounts together, and I like, if I'm on the phone with them, I see them start fighting. I'm like, guys, like, just pat yourselves on the back that you made it this far. Like, take a deep breath. Like, what you guys are doing is so challenging. I can tell you because I know, truly, like it's an art form to be able to run a business with your significant, and that could be the sign of a really strong relationship. But it's a hazard. It's a warning sign area, for any relation. Like, it's hard enough to have a relationship, but to be in business with them together, it's difficult.
I started watching a Netflix show a couple months ago, Ashley Madison Netflix documentary, and I've never heard of this site. And it's a site for spouses that want to cheat or something like that. And so they had this couple, or this married couple, that just posted some kind of video, and it went viral, and they got really, like, they just kept doing videos together. And the one guy was on this particular site. I keep calling it Billy Madison because I can't remember the name. And then, because he started getting fake, like, as an influencer, then people started looking up people's names because the data was leaked. And that was why they did the documentary. Be like, oh, let's check out who was actually on this site. And it was pretty funny. That reminds me of the couples fighting.
Oh my God. Yeah. I have divorced parents. I won't mention anything about Ashley Madison, but there's it's an online it's all like European girls, right? Like, that's like the site. Like,
I don't know what it is.
It's like American men, they look to cheat, but they can't do it like locally. So they find people.
It's all kinds of spouses, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't know, but we digress. Let me see if I can get us back on the topic of growing the agency. So now that we know kind of what got you started to create the agency, what's been a surprise, years down the road now, looking back, that you wish you knew in the very beginning?
Who you affiliate with yourself in business with was surprising to me. I think I've operated the business as for many years by myself before I noticed the need to start bringing other people into my business, just because I think that the market is growing tremendously. And I think the assumption you make as an agency owner is like, people you bring in are going to be like you, as independent as you, have a skill set like you, or even honest or have good character, like all the things that you make assumptions on. And I think you have to be really careful about that. Like, you really need to. You're not going to, even 3 months might not be enough to really learn someone like that. And I'm talking like establishing a relationship that you can see in a long term. And I think that, there's common strategies, like start them out on 1099 before you bring them on as a W-2 and stuff. And, but there's a lot of variables, right? It's like dating. It's like when you bring someone into your business as like you don't know what can go wrong with someone until you're faced with those obstacles together, and you don't know what you're really signing up for. When a few interviews is hardly enough. And this is common in any industry. It's not just an agency owner. I don't care what you're doing. Like, you don't really know all their dirty laundry, or, so I think being careful who you affiliate with, because it represents now the name that I've been working very hard to build.
Now, you've worked with tons of influencers. And one of the things I always tell agency owners is they have to kind of build their own community. They have to build their own audience, and almost kind of be, if they can position themselves as an influencer for their market, no matter how big or small. Like, we were kind of talking before, like, people think an influencer needs to have millions of followers. And I think I was like, no, they don't. It's just literally you have to have the ear of an audience. And I always tell agency owners, like, if you can do this, you can obviously grow your agency faster. So what are the common traits of some of the great influencers, not the fake, rent a house, rent a plane, all that bullshit. What could some of the agency owners looking, like right now of going, hey, because so many agencies struggle with leads and building the pipeline because they're based on referrals. So what can the people listening, what can they do in order to have more influence over the potential clients that they want?
Sure. So I think you have to be known for something. Like, and that's common as an agency owner. It's also common as a creator. Like what are you known for? Like if you're putting out clickbait content or you're following a trend or just something that gets views, like you might get a spur of your analytics might go up for a quick second, but like it's not really sustainable or of any real substance to a consumer. And I think the trick is, especially with more talents coming to the spaces, why is somebody going to search you? And they're going to go out of their way to find you. Like, I think those are the best creators, in my opinion, is when they have people who, even if they don't show up on a news feed or on an explore page, that people will go out of their way to find them. And for a very specific reason too. It could be to laugh. It could be for financial advice. It could be tech news. It could be a do-it-yourself creator. There's something specific. It could be entertainment, like a movie reviewer. There's a reason why you have a following and they're remembered for a certain reason. I think people of substance and those same people, when I talk to them outside their channels, I actually know who they are. The people that you're referring to, like the fake planes, and those are different people from they're portraying on social, and that's been scoured out already. That's not of interest to people anymore. It started out that way. It was exciting when they were the few people at the beginning, but it's not of interest anymore. There's no substance and, more importantly, no value to anyone. And I think we're going into an creator economy right now, where who's going to be of value to people? What information can provide. And if and entertainment is value too, is truly entertaining. It's not entertaining to fake a lifestyle. That's not entertainment anymore. It's just fraud.
Hey, agency owners, if you're sticking with one platform for every project, you're probably stuck in a growth bottleneck. More clients means more hires, which adds noise and cuts into profits. To break the loop, you need a more flexible tool that doesn't stretch your resources. Now, Wix Studio is a smart addition to your agency's toolkit. Intuitive by design, your team can quickly master the platform and focus on the work that matters the most. Now, with robust native business solutions like booking, e-com, and events, you can take on any project at any scale without adding cost to third-party plugins. Plus, Wix Studio is a low-maintenance platform, meaning you can redirect client budget toward real growth initiatives. Think more value for your clients, steady income stream, and stronger relationships. Scale your agency at wixstudio.com.
Well, it goes back to, like, if you guys are listening to this, I'm going to harp on it again. It's about picking a niche, picking an industry that you understand someone's biggest challenges. And then if you can put out content for that and think of, like, what are the micro things that you can do, the micro problems that are leading to the big problem, and putting out content, whether it be a podcast or a video, or please don't put out white papers. That's not going to show your personality. Like, I really feel like in today's world, because when I started this business 10 years ago, I remember there was maybe 3 or 4 other people that were helping agencies, and all they did was write books and blog posts. And I was like, I hate, and it just happened to work out where I'm horrible at grammar. Like, everyone always knows when they actually get an email that I've written, because they're like, oh, he used the wrong there or whatever,
You don't have Grammarly, like the
I
autocorrect?
do, but I'm so dumb it sometimes doesn't even work. Like,
Yeah.
I'll put your, and I'll be like, you are. But it'd be like, that was my last email I sent out this week. I said, hey, here's your invite. And I was inviting everybody to come to what we call our digital agency experience. And some people were like, you used the wrong URL. I was like, well, that just proves that ChatGPT didn't write it, right? Like,
Even your being grammatically incorrect has personality on you, Jason. Don't change.
exactly, right? Like,
Yeah.
but like, if you can really understand their challenges, then you put that out and then people get to know you. But like going back to what I was saying is it just happened that I wasn't good at writing, but I was really good at creating videos. And so I was able to kind of separate myself from them because people could see my personality. They could hear it. They just couldn't smell it, which is probably pretty good. and
You have strengths and weaknesses. Like grammar, and the grammar is not my strength either. Like my strength is probably more like finance and like strategy and communications with like there's things I'm good at and being a leader, but like I don't know why people love to harp on people's weaknesses, like and like people get like fearful of it, and then what they try to do is actually correct or improve their weaknesses. And I'm like in the ballpark of like, I don't want to improve your weaknesses. I want to double down on your strengths. That's where the value is going to come from. Why don't have a zebra climb a tree? Like just don't do it. Like I want to know exactly what you're good at, and I'm going to play that part of you. You know, that's my philosophy.
yeah, we're kind of made from the same cloth on that part is like, yeah, I'm weak at this. I'm not going to study more to get better on grammar. It's just like, look, I'll hire people for that. But there are times when I want to write an email and then people know when I actually wrote it. And then it's funny, like I think this is a marketing strategy. It's just by accident. Like when you spell things wrong or the wrong grammar, people point it out, it gets way more engagement. I'm like, well, thank you. I won.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but what's a strategy that you've executed on in the past couple of years that have worked really well that surprised you?
So I would say this. I think that especially when we're signing talents and creators to the agency, when I first started, and it's pretty easy to look at my mistakes when I first early is like I promised creators like the moon and the stars, and I know it's like a very common lesson to not like over promise and under deliver, but like I did that because I had success with a lot of some of my talents. So like I felt like okay, like if I have success with some talents, I know for a fact I'm going to find success with other talents I sign, and that was just a massive, massive mistake. And the reality is like no matter how well I could be doing my job or how many good pitches I can do, like at the end of the day, like the market is always going to be the market, and you can't guarantee people like it's like even you see a lot of ads like you can't guarantee success like and there's no reason to even do that. With the best strategy that I've found I've had and what my agents have had is actually pretty much saying like if they ask us questions like how long can you take to get a brand deal or how long do you think it takes to grow tech is really just like putting the bar pretty low and like just saying listen like this is what we've done, this is what we're confident we can do, but we're just not gonna but let's set that bar here. Let's put it pretty low. Let's like set a reasonable bar. And while we're going to do everything in our power to get you there, we just want you to have the right expectations in the first few months that we can take the time to learn you, to grow, to actually format the way we can work well together. And usually once we exceed that bar, because we know we will, we just don't want to set the false precedences early on. Because sometimes like we can be working on good pitches, we could have good things going. It just might take a little more than 3 months. But we've set the wrong expectations off the start, instead of just being patient. Because every good thing that you have in anything you're doing is patience and a process, right? So I think it just right now for us, the best strategy is setting the right expectations, finding people that are patient like us, and knowing that we're just going to grow together. Because the last thing we want is people just frustrated or impatient or setting the wrong expectations. And I think that's the biggest piece of being an agency owner is communicating realistic expectations to people. I don't know what you found in your world, but that's something that I think's really helped us, and we don't have to worry about getting angry emails early on. And usually they're positive once we hit the ground running anyway.
Well, Alex, this has been great. I appreciate you coming on. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you think would benefit the listeners listening in?
Well, I just think the creator economy in general, like I think that there's a lot of alternative services right now. While valuable, like I just think that the market is going like creators are not in the brands conversations as much as they should be. Like the market is growing, but there's still a lot of brands doing TV commercials. There's still a lot of brands doing billboards or magazine ads or PR stuff even like, and it's not nothing against all that, but like, I think like there's a massive marketplace growing right now for creator spend. And I think that the infrastructure in place right now in our world is not built for what's about to come. And I think that there's a lot of need for innovation. So I'd be curious maybe if there's any questions that you might have on the creator economy's future, without bringing AI into I get AI is great. And there's a lot of things AI is good for in this space, but more of the landscape in the space.
I always think, and I even started seeing this of, these brands are creating, AI accounts and people rather than that they can kind of totally control, which is hilarious because some of these influencers, they demand very high. And I think it's very smart of the brands to start thinking that way of going, let's control this. So it's always, it's interesting to see where the market's going. When I started in 99, it was just people getting websites and then, just being found on it. And then it was being interact and social media. And now, the next big wave now is AI, which is already here, which will be the biggest shift, but there's still so many problems with AI. Like this morning we have so much data on, for the past 10 years. And so we were inputting, a list of a couple thousand of agency owners' biggest challenges in AI, and ChatGPT couldn't even compile it. I'm like, this is worthless on that. So it's just like, it's still got a ways to go, but it's exciting to figure out where that's all going. But well, Alex, I appreciate you coming on the show. And for everyone listening, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you guys feel that your agency is not in a place where you think it should be, and you feel kind of isolated, and the decisions that you're trying to make are taking you too long, if you guys need help with that, we have a community of amazing agency owners that are there to show you what's working for them and be able to see the things you might not be able to see. We'd love for you guys to check that out. Make sure you go to agencymastery.io and poke around. And if you want to be a part of our community, go there. And until next time, have a swank day.